Hi there, in this video you'll see on how to build AI agents to retain your customers. We'll go through various capabilities including machine learning, explainable AI, generative AI as well as agentic AI. And you'll also see the solution architecture along with Python code snippets. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Now, retaining customers is also called as churn prediction. The traditional approach involves building a machine learning model to predict which customers are likely to churn. Then this list of customers is then handed over to a human who is going to manually create emails to retain these customers. However, the modern approach is based on agentic AI, which tries to automate the complete end-to-end process. The agent is going to review churn predictions which are generated by machine learning model and then automatically draft personalized emails in order to retain those customers. Now let's see on how this modern agentic AI solution could look like. Now here you have some list of customers along with the churn predictions. And for each customer predicted to churn, a personalized email has been generated to retain those customers. Now these are not generic emails. Each email is customized based on the customer profile and the specific reasons why the customer is likely to churn. For example, if you take the first customer, the email is mentioning that customer is just 1 month into the journey with the company and then is reassuring that the support is available if they are feeling uncertain. For another customer, the email is noting that currently they are on a month-to-month plan and is offering a special discount to encourage them to upgrade to a 12-month contract. Now let us look at the solution architecture, which mainly consists of agentic AI, which is using all different capabilities. So this solution consists of machine learning to predict which customers are likely to churn, explainable AI to identify the reasons behind the churn, generative AI, which is creating these personalized retention emails, and agentic AI is orchestrating all these components and automating the complete end-to-end churn prediction and customer retention process. Now let's also look at each of these components and let's start with machine learning. So machine learning is used to predict which customers are likely to churn, and it happens mainly in 3 steps: data preparation, model training, and prediction. So in this particular data set, it has got multiple fields such as customer demographics, subscribed services, billing information, and contract details. The total charge column is containing some zero value or blank values which can be treated as outliers or missing values, and we need to replace them accordingly. The tenure column indicates the number of months the customer has been with the company, and we can convert them into bins, which is going to help us improve the model accuracy. We can also perform feature engineering such as creating a charge ratio which is calculated by taking the total charges divided by the tenure. Now let me also show you the Python code snippet for data preparation. So here for total charges we can use a pandas data frame function called as fillNA, which is going to help us replace all the missing values with the median of all total charges. We can bin the tenure values using the pdcut method function to create groups such as 0 to 12 months, 12 to 24 months, and so on and so forth. And we can also create the charge ratio by dividing the total charges by tenure. Now let's look into the model training. So first we start by splitting the data into train and test sets. Next, we identify the columns which are numerical as well as which are categorical. We also need to apply some pre-processing. So for example, for all the numerical columns, we need to standardize them as they are on different scales. For example, tenure is in months and total charges is in dollars. But we need to kind of standardize them, and this standardization function is going to help us with it. We also have some categorical columns which we also need to convert into numerical values, and this is done using one-hot encoding. Now because we are predicting 2 outcomes, churn or not churn, this is a binary classification problem. So we can test multiple algorithms which allow us to make this binary classification, and some of the popular algorithms are logistic regression, random forest, gradient boosting, and then we can try to find out which is the best performing model. Now here is the Python code for the model training, and we start by using the select D types to identify which are the numerical columns and which are the categorical columns. We can build the pre-processing pipeline using column transformer, and then we can split the data using the train test split. Now for each model, we can create a pipeline that combines this pre-processing and model training. So we are going to make all the models pass through a loop, and in each pass of this loop, we are training the pipeline and making predictions on the test set. We then compare the accuracy of all the models, and we are going to select the best one. Now, out of all the 3 models which I have tested for this specific use case, the best performing model is the gradient boosting model. And we can also generate an ROC curve to evaluate performance. We can create a confusion matrix as well as list of top factors which are contributing to churn. Now let's move to the next step, which is explainable AI, which is identifying the reasons why the customer is likely to churn. And we can use an algorithm, very interesting algorithm called as SHAP, S-H-A-P, which stands for Shapley Additive Explanations. SHAP is producing some nice visualization which shows the impact of each feature on churn. So here blue dots are representing low values and red dots are representing some high values. Dots on the left are reducing the likelihood of churn, and dots on the right are increasing the likelihood of churn. For example, the tenure feature, which has got blue dots on the right hand side, this indicates that low tenure increases the probability of churn. The Python code for SHAP is pretty straightforward. We take the best performing model and then pass it to the SHAP.tree explainer function, which is going to generate this nice looking SHAP visualization for us. Now let's move to the interesting piece of agentic AI. So we build an AI agent using LangGraph framework, and this agent uses machine learning to predict which customers are likely to churn. It is using SHAP to identify the reasons of churn. It is then taking these features identified by SHAP and then drafting personalized retention emails using generative AI. In LangGraph, we can create a graph that connects all these steps. So this graph has got access to a state variable which contains the trained machine learning model. It has got the SHAP explanations, the customer data, as well as all of the information which is required by the agent. The graph is built by initializing the state variable and then adding nodes using the add node function. For example, we can create a prediction node which is going to call the trained machine learning model to make the churn predictions. The email generation node is a very good example of generative AI. This node calls a function that retrieves the top factors which are driving churn using SHAP and then builds a prompt using those factors. A very interesting approach. It then sends the prompt to a large language model such as GPT-4 or Mini and then generates a personalized retention email. Each email is customized to a customer specific churn drivers. So for example, if the main churn factor which is identified by SHAP is month-to-month contract, then the email which is generated may offer a discount to encourage long-term contracts. If the main factor for churn is short tenure, then the email may acknowledge that the customer is still new with the company and is offering a 20% discount on next month's bill. So as you can see, this modern agentic approach is a very highly efficient approach which can offer an end-to-end automation of the customer retention process. If you want to see the complete code behind the solution, you can do so. You just go to the link, GitHub link, which is in the description below. Thank you for watching and please do subscribe to the channel.